Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I decided, since I've been getting into Punch-Out a lot more, if these video game characters were transported into real life and they weren't CPUs and they didn't follow specific parameters or go down depending on how many times you get them down or KO them, how powerful would they be based on their moveset, their weight, their training, how much fortitude they have, etc. And so I've listed them, including Doc Lewis and Little Mac. And so at number 15 is Glass Joe, because he's not very fast, he doesn't have a lot of fortitude, and he doesn't do that much damage. By the way, I'm going off Punch-Out Wii for this. And then at number 14 is Disco Kid. He's cocky, he has a lack of focus, he's not a boxer, it's his main profession, and he's just not that good and would probably get beat by a lot of different people. And at number 13 is Von Kaiser. Lack of fortitude, and mainly the big one is he's out of his prime. He's 42, he's too old to box, and I'm sure if you brought him back 20 years, he would be amazing. But it isn't 20 years ago, it's in Punch-Out Wii, and so he's not able to box, and if he can, he's very bad at it. At number 12 is King Hippo. He has two main basic attacks, or kinds of attacks, so he's predictable, and he's really slow. He's like super dang slow. Number 11 is Don Flamenco. He's overall very, very good. He's a good boxer, but everyone beyond this point has some cheat or huge advantage over him. As boxing goes, take out the fact that he's an AI that's really advanced in the game, he wouldn't be that good. At number 10 is Bear Hugger. He's large, he's very large, but he is slow, but he is also very strong. So he's not anywhere near the best, but he's not anywhere near the worst either. At number 9 is Bald Bull. He's very predictable, he lets his rage get the best of him and does predictable attacks. And he's pretty basic as boxing goes. He has his uppercuts and then his jabs, and that's just not enough, especially when he just kind of wins by accident, just bowls into things and wins somehow. And then number 8 is Piston Hondo. He's very, very fast, very, very hard to hit, very, very good, and he also does quite a bit of damage. He's pretty powerful, he has a wide move set, and he's just really, really cool and can probably beat a lot of the other boxers in real life. Number 7 is Aaron Ryan. He's a pretty basic boxer, but he does cheat. He cheats a lot. Basic cheats, though, that represent a dirty boxer taken to the extreme, so he's pretty predictable with his cheating. As a boxer, he's pretty mediocre. Number 6 is Great Tiger, because his magic in real life like that would totally break boxing. He would be the best of the best. The problem is some of these other people just have advantages over him that I don't think he could overcome. Like, sure, he can use his magic and does really, really well, but these other people get a few hits on him and he's done, he's lost. Number 5 is Super Macho Man, because he's fast, he's very strong, he is kind of cocky, which why he's not higher on the list, and he just has so much raw power and speed that it's just hard to best him. Number 14, or number 4, my bad, Soda Popinski, because he's drugging. Drugs are very powerful, even though he's a pretty standard boxer. His drugging with his soda is to the next level, and doing that much and continually doing it in the ring when he's down would give him such an advantage over everyone else, except for a small few. Number 3 is Doc Lewis. He's fast, he's strong, he's logical, he is out of his prime, and since the only time we see him boxing is versus Little Mac in training, it's really hard to gauge how good he is, but he does seem like a veteran who knows the game and would best all these other guys. Maybe not easily, but at least have a chance. Number 2 is Little Mac. He's fast, he's trained by Doc. He is small, but if you think about how he's able to avoid so many punches and able to do so well versus 400-pounders when he's only 107 pounds, take that into real life and he's untouchable. he's so fast you just can't hit him, and if you can't hit someone, you can't win. I'm kind of debating this one, because I feel like Lil Mac speed would not be plausible in the real world, so he should be way lower, but Great Tiger's Magic wouldn't be able to happen in the real world either, so I'm going to let that one go. And at number 1 is Mr. Sandman, because he's based on Mike Tyson. While his moveset may not be the same, I think in the real world, the comparison would be so close that he'd be unstoppable. Mike Tyson is one of the best boxers to ever live. So if Mr. Sandman, someone based on his style, were to come into the real world, they would have some level of success. The same, I feel. I don't know if that's 100% true. I don't want to disrespect Mike Tyson in any way by comparing him to a video game character. I'm just saying he's based on him. You can disagree with my list. There are a couple flaws with it, such as refs seeing Soda Pakinski drinking his drugs in the ring, and Aaron Ryan using a flail and a whip and headbutts. The ref would obviously see that and get angry at him or disqualify him or whatever, and those sort of things. But without it, we're looking at basic boxing and how they throw their punches, which I think would be a lot more boring of a list, because it would be much more stock standard to the list that you fight the boxers in. That's it. Like and subscribe if you want to, and that's all for me.